Cancer. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. It's time for your yearly 2020 ASMR tarot forecast. Now, this is for Cancer Sun, Moon, and or Rising. I do recommend that whatever you resonate with most, in some cases it's my moon sign, some cases my sun sign, sometimes I resonate more with my rising sign. So any of those areas of your life, you would definitely want to check out the appropriate video. So let's get started. I'm going to use first this Daniel Martin Diaz created Enigma deck. It's kind of like a Loteria deck. And I have another video up on my channel that is an unboxing video from when I received this deck. And I go more into it there, and I think there's a link in the description where you can check out the artist and possibly buy a deck. But I can't speak as to the availability at this time. But I'm going to use this deck first. Ooh, so we have a jumper. I'm going to put it over here. It's the crystal, and it's important to remember how the earth is full of treasures, like crystals. And when you touch crystals and hold them, you are connecting to different parts of the Earth's power, the terrestrial power. These were all very beautiful things that were created by our planet. This one's kunzite. This one is amethyst. And this one is selenite. Selenite is wonderful for purifying, and it's the kind of crystal that doesn't hold bad energy. Some crystals have to be cleansed. Selenite, you can cleanse it. Don't put it in water. I also have another video that's all about selenite if you love selenite, and I show you all of my pieces of selenite. But it's important to keep in mind this energy of the crystal. So I think what I'll do here is tuck it just kind of like that, so you can see it. I won't be using this deck until the end, so that's a good place to keep that. Alright, so I'm going to deal out 12 cards. And I don't read reversals with this deck, so I'm going to make sure that they are all facing upright. Alright, there we go. Great. I'll put these back in case we need them later. Next, I'm going to be using the same cards that I used for the monthly January 2020 readings, which is the Tarot Muka. I love Art Nouveau. Love Art Nouveau. Here are some of the pictures from inside the deck. And for these, I'm going to deal 3 cards for each month. And give you kind of an overview of what to expect. I'm doing these readings on Christmas Day. I'm not a terribly Christmassy person. Obviously, there are other holidays with which I resonate much more, and to be fully honest with you, I don't always feel like it's just the one day that's arbitrarily kind of put on the Gregorian calendar. I go more by like celestial events. There were a lot of eclipses in Leo over the past few years, and so those were very resonant for me, but I don't then feel the need to get overly worked up about holidays. I did talk to my family today, and I did exchange presents with my husband, who is actually triple cancer. So this reading is dedicated to him. Find out some stuff I didn't want to know, I'm sure. No, I'm kidding. He's an angel. He's literally an angel. And he got me a really amazing present that I will be sharing in another video. Great. And then I'm going to deal out. I'm going to cut the deck to here. And deal out those 3 cards. No peeking, I swear. I swear. No peeking. Selenite. And amethyst. And my little pink kunzite. let's see what's going on in January. So these are actions that will take place around the new moon. See that you maybe wandered blindly into something, and now fortune is turning against you. And we have this Ace of Wands inverse, which is about feeling creatively impotent, possibly. But for these things to be happening at the time of the new moon is all right, because Cancer is a moon sign and flows with the cycles of the moon. So I wouldn't be too rough on yourself about it. We have in February, love. This is really cool. We've got the sword kind of penetrating the heart. You can see the little triangle in there. And these two nervous systems kind of standing together in space. We have pentacles here. We've got, it's very interesting. We've got, on the one hand, we have love, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. And then on the other hand, we have the Lovers reversed, and we have the 5 of Pentacles, which is all about feeling left out in the cold. So maybe during the first half of the month, everything's okay, and then at some point things go awry. It could just be kind of a turbulent month romantically. We have March now, marching onward, the spider. So if in February things might have been going rough for you romantically, do keep in mind that the spider often eats its mates. We do have a bomb depicted here on the thorax, the abdomen of the spider. We've got 3 eyes coming down. Spiders, you know, can feel vibrations in their web more than, but they do have 8 eyes. They are very keen hunters, even though for the most part they're just catching things already in their web. I see whatever this work situation is not working out. Either this is something that you've been doing for quite some time, and now it's getting to a point where it's not sustaining you anymore, or it's getting to be time for you to think about getting a job. I see this change needing to be made here. And maybe you're not ready to make it in March. Maybe you're not ready to get a job. Maybe you're not ready to change how things are going or get a different job. But I do see the 3 of Cups here upright, which could speak to a very good support group of friends, a tight-knit friend group. We're talking like not a social network as much as like 2 or 3 peers like you would see here on the card who want to help you out. And I'm gonna put the spider on top because I do want to keep that in mind. We have divining. So We have a few tools here. We've got the dowsing rods you can use for finding things. You can dowse with a pendulum too, but there's not a pendulum on the card. Daniel Martin Diaz has put initials here on the card, and there is also a snake down at the bottom, which does speak to snake handling practices. And of course, palmistry and that divine spark. We have the Emperor here in the upright. So this could be you coming into your power. It could be establishing order in your life. We have the Eight of Cups, and it's in the inverse, which could mean that you are getting ready to leave a situation, but it's not yet time. Or you could be thinking about leaving a situation. And we do have the Empress here too. So because there was some turbulence back here in February, I think that now by April, all of that has kind of been smoothed out. And while you were thinking of leaving at one time, now everything between the two of you is good again in April. And it's probably due to any actions that you put into place in March, or perhaps the help of your friends. In May, we have consciousness. Now, you see that this one eyeball is in this field of other dots. So it is talking about the place of your consciousness in the celestial consciousness, and how the celestial consciousness seems to orbit around you, if you will, but actually you are just a part of the soup. We do have the Ten of Wands. That's a heavy burden that you'll be carrying in May. We do have the Ace of Cups. That could be a new relationship, or it could be new energy in a relationship. And we also have the Queen of Wands, which could be a fire sign person that you're involved with. And maybe they are irritable in this time. Again, so we've got divining in April, and then in May we have consciousness. So everything that you're seeking answers for in May, you are coming to understand or everything you're seeking to understand in April, you're coming to understand in May. So it looks like for the first part of the year, this relationship might be kind of turbulent. I see here we're talking about the period of the full moon in June. So some Cancers are born in late June. July is really the Cancer month. We have the Devil card here. It could be that there are vices that you're not able to overcome, or it could be about vices that you've already overcome. And we do have here the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Seven of Swords. Now the Three of Pentacles could be a new job coming in, a job that you've done before, and you will be picking up another iteration of this job in a field you already have experience in June, around the time of the full moon. And then we also have this Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is about how this guy thinks that he can defeat his enemies simply by disarming them. Now, you can see down at the bottom, there's still a sword lying in the grass, and he might actually be about to step on it. And of course, he only has the one sword of his own, so by taking away these 7 swords, he is increasing his chances of success if it comes to combat. But it's definitely some underhanded dealings, either on your part or on the part of someone else. But I don't think it'll be related to this job situation as much as it will be related to either vices that you've overcome or vices that you have yet to overcome. Now, we're going into your birth month, July. Vision, you are seeing clearly now. There is this little double helix of DNA down at the bottom of the card. We have strength. That's a really good card for you this month. We have the King of Wands, and he's in the reverse. So this could be that fire sign person that you're in this tumultuous relationship with. But I see the Two of Pentacles here. So I think we're coming to a balance. I think that you are seeing this person's flaws, and everything is kind of coming into focus, becoming more balanced, and you will have the strength to deal with it. Now, if this person is a Leo, this lion could represent them on this card. Here in August, we have the umbrella. So some places August is a rainy season. It's not like that here in California necessarily. But the umbrella, you see like the hourglass is running out down here. You see this key over here though. And even though the rain, first of all, it looks like the rain is falling upward into the umbrella. So it kind of goes both ways in that the umbrella could be protecting you from the sun or from rain, but it could also be shielding other things from your upward flowing energy. So keep that in mind too. We have the Ace of Pentacles and it's reversed. So maybe the money's not quite coming in yet like you want it to. We have the Four of Pentacles here, which is about holding tightly to your resources. And the Six of Swords, which could be about leaving. But the Six of Swords is upright. So if you are leaving, it could just be a trip. It could be moving somewhere new. But it's probably not like you are having to leave or you don't want to leave. This would be like a good opportunity for you, possibly, especially if you are looking to make more money. And, you know, what they say about saving up for a rainy day. So maybe this is your umbrella coming to you in the form of a new business opportunity that involves travel in August, sorry. All right, so September we are talking about something that starts in the first quarter of the moon in September. And do recall what I say about Cancers being very ruled by the moon. So don't be too hard on yourself if things are just kind of growing right now. I see the Queen of Swords here. So that could be an air sign energy. This could be your energy as well. We also have the King of Cups. Now, typically the King of Cups is a family man, but it's possible that if you've been involved with this fire sign for most of the year, and then this Queen of Swords comes in and looks very appealing to you, that you, as the King of Cups, might be tempted away from that other relationship, from that other person, by this Queen of Swords. And we have here the star in the inverse. It could be an Aquarius. And that would be happening in the first quarter of the moon cycle of September. We have here Earth. All right, so what are we talking about in relation to Earth? Well, we've got the Hanged Man in the reverse, which would then be a very grounded energy, as opposed to the Hangman who is dangling in space. So here he is with one foot firmly planted on the soil. A similar energy to the Earth card, not the same. And let's talk about it. So what we have here is someone who is possibly sacrificing to obtain a higher spiritual understanding. But perhaps if you are grounding, if you are earthing during this time, it's not that you are having to sacrifice. It is that you are just purely taking time to ground yourself. We do have the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card. And we have the Four of Wands inverse. Now, this could be the dissolution of a marriage, or it could be, it's interesting that your wish would be for this previously happily ever after situation to kind of come to a close for you. And we have knowledge. All right, so you know now. We have the Judgment card. So maybe because of the knowledge, judgment is coming soon and hasn't been achieved yet. Or maybe you've already passed through this judgment, but because it's in the inverse, I feel like it's an event that is informing what occurs in November, but is not the totality of that situation. We've got this fire sign coming back in, and we have this water sign, which is possibly you, and we have them both in Knights. So Knights move quickly. This could be a very passionate reuniting of those two energies. And maybe this judgment is what's happened over the past couple of months. And now it's kind of coming back around again. And we all are the better informed because of it. And what else do we have? So we have all right, for December, we're back in your sign hard. We've got water here. We've got the victory card. We have an end to all this infighting and rivalries. And now you're looking towards the future. What a great ending for this year. What a great ending. What a great journey for you, Cancer, all of next year. I mean, yeah, definitely what I said about maybe find some stuff out about my husband. It isn't great, but this is a general reading. It could be about me, it could be about him, it could be about anybody. It's a general reading. If you enjoyed it and you'd like to know more, I would recommend scheduling a personal reading with me. I do readings via Skype, and I can do it as an ASMR reading, or I can do it not as an ASMR reading. And don't forget the crystal. I do feel like my husband is a treasure. So maybe that's for me to remember this year. And then we have these 3 cards here. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, discontentment with work situations. We've got the Justice card, so justice will be coming to you. And we've got the World card inverse. So we've got the Hanged Man upright and the World card inverse. So, probably too, this World card inverse is talking about some of the events that are going to be going on in October for you, Cancer. And now, what I'm going to do is pull 3 of these 72 names of God. And those will be your spiritual conduits for the next year. It should be, they're the names of God, but they're also these vibrational keys to the universe. So as you vibrate the God name, it also connects you with that communal spirit and God. Definitely God, because it's, it's specific to a certain religion, so you have to work within that framework. That's part of what they talk about, open and closed systems. Open systems, you can kind of bend stuff if you feel like it. In closed systems, you cannot, and sometimes that extends into who is able to practice and who isn't. So it's important to be informed about that too. I try to be sensitive about what cultures I am working with as a magician. But you can only know as much as you know. You can't know everything all the time. You have to just be open to learning. But this is definitely not a divination deck. So this part of the reading is not fortune telling. This is me providing you with tools for the next year. It's different. All right. These are really interesting ones. We've got contacting departed souls. Chet Bet Bav. I evoke the memories of loved ones who have passed on. I see them surrounded with the light of this name. I meditate to elevate their souls to ever higher levels in the spiritual worlds. I am open to receive their guidance and support. We have water, which is your elemental sign, Vav Mem Bet. With this name, I purify the waters of the earth and awaken the forces of healing and immortality. And then finally, the fear of God, Dalet Mem Bet. I am aware of the divine sparks in every person. Their true essence is awakened in my heart. I become wiser in the ways of the world. I perceive the repercussions of my every word and deed, and I know that sharing acts toward others are always in my own best interest. Thank you, Cancer, for joining me today. I really appreciate your support. I couldn't do it without my subscribers. If you've enjoyed what you saw here today, please do like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Check out the links in the description below. I do have the January 2020 readings up, and I try to index everything by playlist to make it easy to find. And I will see you again for the February readings. Thank you so much. Have a great New Year's.